maintained one personal rule in covering the Pittsburgh Baseball Club over the past 20 years, above all other rules. Never doubt Cutch. Reporting to you, good Tuesday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or hockey, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Penguins that I also hope you'll check out. Andrew McCutchen reported to spring training the day before position players were required to report. That was yesterday in Bradenton, Florida, and he predictably, as he always does, actually, met with reporters. And unlike previous recent springs, he showed up without any kind of lingering or recovering health issues. Remember, there was the Achilles, there was before that the knee. This time it was just Cutch and a big smile.
Yeah, definitely. I have a full off season to be able to prepare and do what I need to do to get ready. Yeah, it's good. I have to give extra time to something because I needed to. It's good. So I was able to physically get myself ready, mentally too, and yeah, man, good quality of life, man. Be able to hang out with family, you know, and just enjoy my off season as much as I could. And because I knew once I got down here, there's going to be some adjustments that had to be made, and got to give some of this time to baseball. So, you know, here we are, feeling good, and yeah, I feel like I always say the same thing for every single year, but that's also a good thing.
And there remains no brighter smile in the fold than that of the legitimately great Andrew McCutchen. And that's as it should be. And if you think that I'm going to come on here and add to that, oh no, he's 38 years old, he's going to fail, he's going to bomb, he's going to be a weak link on the team, then that's not displaying much of an awareness for why all of us should heed rule number one, because all Cutch will do every single time is make you look dumb. He's done it again and again and again, especially into his 30s. Once Cutch got past his MVP level seasons, once he became, you know, kind of just another guy on the team or one of your better hitters, as opposed to the guy who was dragging your offense along, what came about is that he'd go into a slump and everyone would say, there it is, beginning of the end, lost his bat speed, not the same guy. Happens to everyone. And then you wait another, week or two, and he'll poke some softy into right field, feel all better about himself, get to first base, look all cool and classy over there, and before you know it, he's going into some kind of tear, like an all-out tear. Do you remember last season when he went through that ridiculous span of lousy luck where he was just screaming the ball at people? He told me one night in Milwaukee, where he went 0 for 4 and absolutely destroyed the ball every time up. He said, I have never been through anything like this. And I reminded him of my own rule number one, which I've shared with him in the past, and said, you know what? You understand where this is going, right? He goes, oh, I know it's coming. It's just, it's still frustrating. Well, Cutch ended up his age 37 season with a 232 average, which just doesn't mean anything in baseball anymore, batting average. A 739 OPS, which is okay, was third best on the Pirates. 20 home runs, also third best on the Pirates. 50 RBIs, was fourth best on the Pirates. And he did what you'd want him to do. And because of his age, which really shouldn't be something that you can use to couch anybody's statistics when you're talking about needing performance out of the DH role. But still, I could make a very sound argument that you should be counting your blessings when your 37-year-old DH hits 20 of them out of the park. Here's why I'm confident that Cutch will continue to be productive in 2025. I got two reasons, actually. One of them stems from a conversation that we had late in the season in Cleveland. where he was describing for me what's actually changed about the art of hitting since he came into baseball. It's a thing we've brought up here on this show a few times over the past month alone, the Corey Dickerson stuff, for those of you who are with me every day. In his words, and I quote directly from that day, hitting's never been harder. And what he meant when he said that was that the ways that pitchers and pitching coaches and analytics and the combination of all three conspire to get you out, to expose every weakness. It's not just can you hit this pitch, it's can you hit this pitch after you see this other pitch. The information is overwhelming, and if it's put together in the proper bites for the battery mates to make it happen out there, or now I guess the game planning coach and everyone else that's involved, it's like you're out there fighting an army, not just the guy on the mound. On top of that, it's harder because everybody now throws gas. Time was you had somebody who could hit 95, 96. I'm going to throw a name out from the past. Rich Loisel. Remember him? For those of you who go back with his team a little bit, Loisel made himself into a nice little closer here for a while. Loisel's claim to fame, so to speak, he could hit 95, 96 on the gun. That's nothing now. That's actually nothing. Pitching and the velocity of pitching has changed dramatically, whereas hitting is still just hitting. It's still guys swinging bats, probably not much faster than they ever have in the past. My feel for this, and way more important than anything I think, Cutch's feel for this is that he has adjusted. He's done a good job of that. If you look at his statistics, they don't look like Cutch from 2013. They look more like, the kind of stuff that you expect from a Kyle Schwarber type. Low batting average, lots of walks, decent on-base percentage, and plenty enough power still. The other reason I believe Cutch is going to have a nice 2025 is rule number one. When we come back, J1Q.
It's Gun Storage Check Week. Help prevent unwanted access to your firearms. No one wants their unsecured gun to be used in an accident, a suicide, or a crime. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to secure your firearms. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org. That's gunstoragecheck.org. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Today's J1Q comes from John, and it's in reference to yesterday's episode in which I discussed Derek Shelton and really Andrew McCutchen more than anybody else, talking about and emphasizing the Pirates needing to do the small things and that being the most important element of their potential improvement. John says, small things, huh? Last season, the Pirates were 27th in Major League Baseball with the most strikeouts. Bunting and hitting the runner over situationally would actually lower that. At least they're positive outs, but that's two things that Derek Shelton's teams never do. John, I couldn't agree with you more. That's why I asked Shelton the question that I did a couple of days ago in Bradenton. And that's why, to his credit, Shelton, rather than, denying it or gaslighting about it or whatever, he said, yeah, I'm aware of that. That's happened, meaning they've started every spring talking about activating on a base pass and stealing one. And by the time the middle of April comes along, all of that's off the table. What ends up happening is you have a team that can't hit for power beyond Cutch, Brian Reynolds, and O'Neal Cruz, but also can't keep anything moving. So what ends up happening? You just have a whole bunch of people making outs, most of them as strikeouts. There's a new hitting coach in town in Matt Haig. He's a welcome addition, if only because he's A, not Andy Haynes, and B, he came from another organization, at least as an instructor. But I haven't heard anything from Haig that sounds appreciably different than anything that Ben Cherington's put forth in the past. And as I've been telling you guys for months, no matter who was going to be brought in, it was going to be following the Cherington hitting program, which isn't actually even a hitting program. It's a looking program. So yeah, when I think of the little things, well, let me put it this way. When I think the common baseball fan, the one who'll go to a game a month and cheer on their Buccos, put the games on TV more often than not necessarily, read up intensely on the state of the minor league system. Those types of fans, when you mention to them the small things, they think of fundamentals. They think of fielding. They think of covering the right bag, throwing to the right bag, not missing the cutoff man, backing up a throw. I actually don't. I think about things that you can do offensively. I think about hitting the ball the other way so you can get a runner from first to third. I think about putting down a pivotal, timely bunt that can win you a game in the 9th or 10th innings. It should be a crime to sign a major league contract without the ability to lay down a bleeping bunt. And it should be doubly a crime if you're playing for a team like the Pirates that has to be able to manufacture runs like that. Cutch brought all of this up at Pirates Fest, made some waves with the fan base in doing so, and it came up again yesterday in Bradenton, to which he responded thusly.
I've thought about that since I've been here. So, I know that's what we need. You got to do the small things right? That's what win ball games. We are not the LA Dodgers, and nor will we be. So we got to be able to use our strengths, and we got to maximize them to the best point that we can. Honestly, that's what we have to do, and it's doing the small things. And you can do the small things really well. And the cool thing about small things is you can repeat it. So I think if we can focus on that and that be our sole focus, we'll be fine. That's what we have to do. You can't compare us to the powerhouses. We are who we are, and we gotta own that, and we gotta live in it and be in it, and don't try to be something that we're not. And I think if we can do that, and we'll be fine. So to answer your question, yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what we got to do. Let's focus on that. I have not even stepped on the field yet, so I can't tell you what it is or what we're doing. But when I'm out there, I'll be ready to lock in and own in on it, and hone in on it, I guess. And hit the field running, man.
Here's the thing, John. He's right. Cutch is right. But so also are you. Small things are nice. They're beneficial in tight situations, tight games, and the Pirates are going to have their share of tight games because they're not going to score many runs. And if their pitching goes the way everybody's hoping, they're not going to give up many either. But that just doesn't do it. You don't see teams advance from 76 wins to contention because they're able to do small things. Not knocking them, but I'm also not making more of them than what they are. I appreciate the question. It's a good one. I appreciate everybody checking out Daily Shot of Pirates. We'll be back with another one of these tomorrow.